Yes, people, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to another pregame show on a Chelsea perspective. I am getting a serious feedback here, and I'm not sure where it's coming from. I'll try to fix it. Again, let's get into it right away. Maybe I should remove my earpiece so I cannot be hearing myself. I hope you guys are not getting the echo too. It is very, very problematic here. I'm not sure where it's coming from. But that's, by the way, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm also, again, kind of nervous. I am seriously nervous, again, because this is a must-win game for us. If we don't win this one, you could just say, again, that it's all done for us. Again, let me see what we have in the chat already. Let me see how the people are feeling. Let me know if you're in the chat, if you're nervous or if you're confident we're going to get a win today. Again, that would be happy to hear. Here we have, again, good afternoon, good evening, Coach and Chad. Nice to see you here, Lamley. I hope you're doing well. And Glenn, who told us, again, that he contracted, the drill at sea. I hope he's doing well. Up the Charles, old Harvard Sky Hard. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. 2-1 Chelsea up the Chelsea. A win is a win. Again, as much as I don't even want us to concede even a single goal, again, if we can keep a clean sheet, I'd really, again, appreciate that. It's high time. We, the Chelsea fans, again, we have to give more support to our team. Yeah, again, it's only natural. Again, the complaints come natural, the dissent sometimes, or the negativity sometimes, but we can actually try and control it. So I agree with you. Thank you for that. Delicious comment. Further, someone says Chelsea make us proud today. I hope they do. Again, nice to see you. We need a win. A draw will not be enough. Yes, people, please, as you arrive, like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you're in the chat, let me know you're not hearing the echo. I'm not sure where it is coming from. Again, I've tried to stop it. I couldn't, but I'll see what I can do. It's a must win. Yep, definitely. It's a must win. If we don't win this one, you can say just a kiss of the competition. Goodbye for the edition. Goodbye. I hope we're going crazy today. I think Potter, as much as I know, he'd be very cautious with his approach. At the same time, I think he's he'd take a huge risk because risk is important. If he doesn't risk it, there's a chance we're not going to win this one. So he will risk it most definitely. Yeah, thank you very much. But I'm struggling. I'm getting the feedback. I'm not sure where it's coming back. Whatever I say is like 10 seconds later comes back to my ears. Again, I don't know how to solve that. A bit big up, Kuchila, everyone. Santiago Munoz, I hope you're doing well, bro. If that's a jersey you're putting on, what club wears that jersey? Please do let us know, bro. Sounds okay this side. Yeah, again, which means I have to put down my earpiece so I cannot hear myself. Except when someone else comes in, I can go out and come back in to avoid to see if that solves the problem. If nobody comes in, we can roll like that. So I haven't heard you. If you're in the chat, quickly let me know if you're excited or if you're nervous. Again, it's only natural to be nervous. This is a very important game, one that we must win. Again, if we don't win this one, we are in serious trouble. So let's look at the lineup here. Again, the argument from our camp, some people are saying AC Milan, that they have 7. How many players out? Is it 7? I don't remember. But some starting players aren't playing today. Let me see if we can see it here. Okay, I'm not seeing the injured players here, but that's fine. Again, overall, it is homecoming for Fikayo Tomori, homecoming for Olivier Giroud. I hope, again, it's not a memorable one for them. I know, again, they've taken it. I saw a picture of them around the stadium. They feel at home because it's a stadium where they've played before. I hope, again, it is not a memorable one for them. Surprise, surprise for the Chelsea lineup. The back line, Koulibaly surprisingly starts. That's probably because he switched to a back three, which most people which most people argued that he'd do during the preview show. Again, so yeah, that's a much you can say a solid back line. But I'm surprised Koulibaly started here. I was thinking maybe he'd adapt the approach of rotating Koulibaly with Thiago Silva, because to me, this is a huge risk given that these are Koulibaly and Silva are two of the most experienced players were capable of leading the back line, given their experience, their ability on the ball, and how calm they can be on the ball. And the midfield area, as much as I love to see Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I didn't want him to start centrally. Again, yes, I enjoy watching him pass the way he glides through the midfield, how he keeps the passes mostly on the carpet and all that. But in terms of reading the game, you could say zero. You say the same thing for Kovacic. Reading the game is practically zero for him. Yeah, but on his day, he can race against any player, catch up with them and put in a good slide tackle to get the ball. But the inability of these two guys here, Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek, protecting the back line. You could say agent back line comprised of two agent players. Again, Thiago Silva, 30, is it 38 now? Koulibaly, 33, correct me if I'm wrong. And again, with a mix of youth there. But again, I think these two, given their ages, I'd argue that they need proper protection. Now, you can say you can't get that. You will not get that from these two players here, Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek. We suspected, yes, that Chilwell was going to start, but during the preview show, we thought maybe it was going to be a flat back four, but it's a flat back three, which you could say that is the players on the pitch, they're well acquainted with, playing in this system. Again, whenever the manager tries to deploy the back four system, they get confused. We've seen that under Thomas Tuchel. So overall, again, Mount also a surprise. This is not me saying that Mount is a bad player. I think maybe the issue might have been that he played, you could say, deeper than usual the last time. Because for a long time now, he's played as one of the 2-8s. So if you deploy him anything, again, a bit deeper than these, there's a chance he seemed lost the last time where he played. He seemed lost because you could say he needs to readapt. If you start deploying him somewhere along these four lines here, he needs to readapt again. That's just my argument there. Fofana, again, in the back three, I expected him to start. In the back four, let's see Kukurea if he's on the bench. He doesn't look like he is. If he's, let me know. I cannot see the whole bench here. For the bench, I'm seeing Amanda Broya, Kai Havertz, Christian Pulisic, Conor Gallagher, Denis Zakaria, Hakim Ziyech, Jorginho, and Cesar Spilicueta. I can't see everything here for some reason. Maybe if I use the mobile device, I'd be able to see it. Yeah, but then again, there isn't much surprise because most people still thought he'd start. For Aubameyang, here's why I thought he'd start. Although we had a vote, we had a poll in the chat to find out what those in the chat thinks will happen. Most of them thought Broya would start, or maybe because if Broya is just their preference. The people love Broya so much. But we on the panel, we knew most likely that Aubameyang would start, given that he's opened his account for Chelsea. And again, it wouldn't make sense to drop into the bench. Again, one player I expected to start even if that is the 2-8, given this particular structure here, I wanted Conor Gallagher to start over Mason Mount. Again, why do I say that? I think you could say I'd rather see him be a rotational player for Mount. And given that he scored the last time, there's the way you approach, the development of young players, especially a player as young as Conor Gallagher. You build on whatever confidence level they've achieved. After that goal, it would have made a perfect sense to start him in this game. But surprisingly, the gaffer, the manager thinks otherwise. Other than that, again, essentially, if we were going to go with 2 6s, I think I'd rather either of these two players, either of the two players, either of Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek, a partner Denis Zakaria, who's not traditionally a defensive midfielder, but as you could say, the one that is who's capable of fulfilling that role. If we're concerned about having again a proper protection for the back of three, which will have two players who weigh again who both their fighters Koulibaly at around 33, 34, Thiago Silva 38. So, but again, the manager knows what he's doing. Let me try again and catch up with the chat. Just give me a second. I'm going to try to fix something here. Seriously, not sure where I'm getting where I'm getting that feedback from. It's annoying. I need to put my earphone on, but it just doesn't work. Give me a second, people. Let me see if I find a solution to that. Right. All right. Let's see. I hope that solves the problem. If it hasn't, then yep. It looks like I've solved it. It looks like the issue was that the browser was. Nope, it didn't. Okay, let me see what we have in the chat here. People, just give me a second. I'll try to catch up with all your contributions. Again, I love the background. I've read that one. It sounds okay. I've read that one. Again, lineup is out. Yep, we'll have it. We had it on the screen. Jimmy, a Split TV. Nice to see you here. I hope you're doing well, brother. Thank you so much for finding the time to join. I love to stick starting tonight. I wanted him to start, but not in that particular position. Again, he's capable of surprising me. My concern is that is just his inability to read the game. Again, as much as I enjoy watching him play, wherever he is, deployed, I enjoy watching him play. But starting centrally with Kovacic, with no even Jorginho, you could say again, is he's capable of reading the game. It's just that he doesn't have the pace, and sometimes he gets more so again muscled off the game by a more physical opposition midfielder. Thank you for 18 likes already. If you haven't, please do take a second to like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Chelsea Dan Kuchula, good evening, brother. Again, let's get 3 points tonight as a team. I am watching now. I'm drawing 0-0. Okay, you're talking about again the other teams in our group. Zagreb, that would be Zagreb, and who again? Salzburg. This is a Santos Laguna shirt. Okay, I suspected it was a soccer shirt, but I wasn't sure. But thank you for that, brother. I appreciate that. Big up a chat. Again, it says, I hope we're not seeing murder. I'm not sure. What are you talking about here? I'm not sure. Can you please let me know? Wow, Nkunku scored tonight against a Celtic. Again, and Nkunku now has become a Chelsea fan's a cup of tea, given that the rumors that we've practically secured his signature. I hope that's the case, but I'm still skeptical. Again, until again I get an official statement from the club and I see the player changing the banners on his Twitter account, then I say, okay, we'll sign him. This had to be a win. It's a must-win game. Again, there's no two ways about it. Why are we playing Mickey Mount? Do we want to lose? I don't know. It comes down to the manager. And if you remember why you could argue Mount, it's been difficult to drop him is this. Even on his worst, you still get that industry from him. You still get that energy. You still get that super pressing from him. But the only difference will be his decision making is what when you pay attention to it, you'd recognize that something is way off for this guy. Let me see again. Or maybe you recognize that he's actually mentally tired. Once again, happy birthday, I think again it was again an excellent one for me. I enjoyed myself again. So yeah, so much enjoyment that I didn't even have enough strength to host the Blue Morning Show. Again, see, we play three at the back. I'd rather we play three at the back and then play a four at the back, which you could argue is a more cautious approach. But the players are not well acquainted with that approach. Whenever we try to play with such structure, with a four at the back structure, we look very disjointed again, and it doesn't help. And in this case, we're playing a much more, you could say, potent team in attacking wise. That if we relent to the slightest measure, they will do some damage against us, and we don't want that to happen again. We don't want to be chasing the game. It becomes even more riskier because we'd risk everything to go get an equalizer or cancel out goals and then leave ourselves vulnerable to concede more goals. So I think we're better at playing this system, but my concerns I still have concerns about the 2-6s there because I think it was Glenn who mentioned at one time that Graham Potter actually he does prefer playing with CMs rather than what we call 6s or CDMs, however you want to phrase it. I think that's why Kovacic gets the start and Loftus-Cheek gets the start. But I'd rather we have either Jorginho on the pitch or Zakaria, who have that defensive capability, so we have proper protection for the back three. Maybe James and maybe Rhys James and Chilwell will be a bit, again, you can say cautious on how they venture forward, but still that's not guaranteed. We'll see. The application is what matters. Let me see again. Yes, people like the stream. We'll have 20 likes. We can do better than that. Please do take a second to like the video if you haven't, and also subscribe to the channel. New backstage coach. Yeah, again, I had green screen. I usually switch it up, and I had to bring up the green screen because I don't want to use the Chelsea background when we start the watch along. Give me a second. I think I should find a way to share my screen here. I'll come back to you guys in a bit. Not share my screen again to share the link to those that may still be interested in joining the panel. All right, there you go. Here we have, let me see anything else. Again, happy birthday, Coach, and thank you very much. I appreciate that. Don't hold back, Coach. It's so overrated. I'm looking. Here's the thing. We all see things from different lenses. My concern is that at this point is that he's overplayed. Let me just phrase it like that. I'm not going to go beyond saying that he's overplayed. Mount is going to disgrace us. I can feel it already. I hope he doesn't. Again, I think he'll have a good game, but we'll see what happens. He's playing in an 8th position at least. Even if he's going to underperform, it's not going to be as bad as we witnessed the last time he played. But let's see what happens here. Again, give me a second. Quickly. Give me a second. Let me share the link with somebody who's interested in joining the panel here. All right. Again, you said a big up, Coach. Big up to you to Just Real. Thank you so much for finding the time to join to help things keep things civil here. Again, if you're in the chat, let me know if you have any concerns regarding the lineup, and I'll look at it. If you have a question, I'll try to address it. I think Gallagher good for second half. I would start him, and that's my argument. If a player does that well, even I'd rather, again, I would start Christian Pulisic over Raheem Sterling and bring Raheem Sterling in later. Here's the thing, again, you want to reward players when they make such an impact in an important game. You're talking about a game that probably, again, most of us thought it was going to end in a draw. And then Christian Pulisic came on, and what's his name? Came on with Conor Gallagher, and they both were, again, they impacted the game. They made great impact. Again, that run, that drive by Christian Pulisic into the box, and then when he realized that he was surrounded, he laid the ball. So again, he passed the ball to Conor Gallagher, who with intent, took that delicious shot. So again, you reward players with such performance. You don't tell me Christian Pulisic is going to be happy after that. Again, important. You could say after how he helped the team win that game that we all thought was going to end in a draw. Then you drop into the bench again. I don't think he'd be happy. You're not helping your case. Again, Raheem Sterling, to me, if you ask me, no matter how well he did today, I'd argue that how badly he played the last time, he doesn't deserve a start today. To me, I would have started Conor Gallagher here over Mount, who had a poor game. You can argue due to where he was deployed. I agree. I know he's a good player overall, but he hasn't been in great form. I would start him again and then start a Christian Pulisic where Raheem Sterling is. Again, that's me. Let me know if you think otherwise. If you're in the chat here again, here again it says it's like we don't award good performance. Yeah, exactly. That's how I see it. That's not me saying that Raheem Sterling is a bad player or saying that Mount is a bad player. But the last game they didn't do well. So you start Conor Gallagher and Christian Pulisic, who both of them came on and changed the game for us. So I'm not sure why this is the case. Again, but overall, no matter what the manager does, I'd back him. What I want is my team to win the game. I don't care, again, whatever happens there. Just quickly, Dan, I'll catch up with the chat and I'll bring you back in. It's like, again, I've read that one there. Again, if you can do me a favor, if you can remove that emoji from that, I'd really appreciate it. Please, again, please do that for me, brother. Tonelli is an amazing young talent. We need to watch him. Again, he plays, again, the 2-6s, if you want to call it that way. Again, they play 4-2-3-1, which is nearly, again, similar to what we're playing, but a bit different. I'm talking about the midfield area and forward. Again, they have enough numbers to overload the midfield area if that's how you want to see it. Again, a love from India. We have again a back. I hope I say your name correctly. Biakui the Blues. I love you, brother. Thank you very much. Thank you for finding the time to join. Let's see what happens. And here, Lavlane says the only one I have a problem with is Mount starting. Hopefully, shuts me up by having a great game. That is a delicious comment right there. Again, you express your dissent about a particular player starting, but at the same time, you have to support them because the manager have them on the pitch. And again, the entity you support is Chelsea and the players secondary. So again, if he's starting, I hope he does well. Again, that makes perfect sense. Again, here it says we have to make substitutions timely, and Kante must play again tonight. Love from India again. Let me say, is Kante even on the bench? Why am I not seeing the bench in its entirety? Again, I'll maybe use my mobile app to find out. Dana, coming to you again. I can't read everything. If I try to read everything, that's all we'll do for the rest of the day, and the show will end. DJ, big up, brother. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us. I hope you're doing well, brother.
Hey, big up, guys. Big up. Just recovering from cold.
Big up, DJ, man.
Big up, man. Big up, guys. What's going on? I'm recovering from a cold.
Once Dan starts talking, I'm going to go out and come back in because I'm getting an echo that I'm not sure where it's coming from. So, Dan, your overall thoughts on the lineup?
Big up for you anyway. Happy birthday, coach.
Thank you.
Love the background, by the way. Love the background. Yeah, big up to you, DJ, man. Sorry about to hear what's happened to you, bro. I hope all the best to you.
No, nothing bad. Just a cold, mate. Just a cold, bruv. Just a cold, mate. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Big up. I'm happy birthday to Kachilla as well. I didn't know it was his birthday today.
Yeah, it's his birthday today, man. Yeah, bless him. Yeah. Where's Coach gone?
I don't know. He's left it. He always does that, mate. He comes and he goes. I think he's just gone off for a little while. He'll be back.
Oh, probably for the background. Yeah, the formation today looks really good. I'm really pleased he's actually playing three at the back.
Yeah.
With Fofana and Koulibaly and Thiago Silva. That's what we wanted. We wanted to see Koulibaly actually get a game in. Yeah. I didn't think Potter would actually get him in the game. Looks like a good formation. Just watching Dino Sagbag and Salzburg, they're 1-0 up from a penalty.
Who's 1-0 up?
Salzburg. Salzburg.
Oh.
So not looking for. I wanted it to be a draw today, but yeah. The Chelsea game, the Chelsea formation. Well, strong side. Mason Mount on the wing with Aubameyang.
Yeah.
And personally, I don't get why he never played Zakaria over Loftus-Cheek. That's amazed me. I think
the one with Zakaria. The one with Zakaria, I think, mate, is when they were even on international duty. Sorry, mate. He played a couple of games on international duty here and there, but he didn't really start. He made like little cameo roles. He came on, but he didn't actually start games for Switzerland. So that's probably why he didn't start him in this game. I think my only worry, I have to say, is and when I looked at that team today, I think my only worry is Kepa in goal, mate. I think the reason I'm concerned Kepa in goal, bruv, is because you got Olivier Giroud there, right? Yeah, and all Olivier Giroud has to do is tell Leao, look, pass the ball into the box. Kepa's too small. I can head the ball over his head if he gets past the defense.
Thank you. I've been saying that all day today, and people don't believe me.
That's my concern. Don't get me wrong,
Kepa don't come out.
He don't, bro. Listen, he's good with his feet. I'm not going to knock him. I mean, that goal he conceded against Crystal Palace, obviously no fault of his own, but against this kind of team, and let me be honest with you, you've seen Leao play. The guy is an excellent delivery of the ball, mate. You know that he did one. I think in his last game he played for Milan when they won. He put what a beautiful ball in the box, and Giroud headed it into the back of the net. This guy, if he does that kind of service, and if Silva, because obviously you got Fofana and Silva and Koulibaly, who for me would actually be enough. I mean, in terms of height-wise, to get to defend the ball. But at times, if they do get caught out, it's then going to be up to Kepa to come and claim the ball. And if he doesn't claim the ball and Giroud gets in that space, that guy's going to head the ball into the back of the net. And that's my only concern with him there. I don't know what the fitness situation is with Mendy. If Mendy's making the bench today, that for me tells me the guy can start a game if he's on the bench.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the situation is with Mendy.
Still recovering from his shoulder injury. He's not really fit. He ain't fully fit and fully fit, so that's why he ain't starting today. I don't think he'll get a game. I don't think he'll get a game in today, because he's still not fully fit. But I think I'm really pleased for what you said about Kepa, because with this Oliver Giroud with his press conference last night, he actually said Stamford Bridge is a beautiful pitch.
Dan, if you can hear me, Dan, your audio is really cracking up. Maybe you need to
practice. Okay, is it mine? Yeah. Okay.
You have to go out. You have to go out and come back in. DJ, why we wait for Dan, brother? Your thoughts on the lineup. What do you think? Again, any surprises for you? To me, go ahead.
I mean, good lineup, Coach Hiller. I mean, as I said, bro. By the way, happy birthday to you, by the way, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I think my only concern
was yesterday, so you owe me a bottle of beer for missing it.
Okay, mate. When you come down these, or we come down your ways, I get a beer for you, bro. 100%.
No problem, brother. Go ahead.
My only concern, as I was saying to Dan earlier on, and I don't know what people are saying in the comment section either. I think my only concern is Kepa, and the reason why I'm only concerned with Kepa is because of his height. And when you got someone like Olivier Giroud up front, and you got a guy like Leao delivering the ball into the back of passing those balls into the box. If, for example, obviously, I trust in Silva, Fofana, and Koulibaly, but if any of those two are to go missing, or Giroud was to get in between, or was to get in that box, for me, he gets a header on that ball. I don't think Kepa's coming for it, mate. The ball's going to be in the back of the net. That's my only concern with Kepa, but I know he's not fully fit, so we've obviously got no choice but to start Kepa. But I really, really hope he is dominant in his box today, mate, because yes, the defenders will help him out, but there'll be times when there'll be times when he might need to be on his own as well. And I hope he'll be able to cope with the likes of a Giroud and the Leao coming at him, because believe me, Giroud is just going to tell Leao, look, just put the ball in the box. That's all you need to do. You're crossing off the ball, put it in the box. I'll be there at the end of him. And that's my only concern. And he can score all sorts of goals, as you know, with Giroud, not just headers, but he can plant his headers in the corners on either side. Either side of Kepa, he's going to beat him. Either side. And that's my only concern about that one thing. Other than that, the lineup's good. I don't know what's happened to Havertz. Havertz, I understand, is on the bench.
He is on the bench, yeah.
But I understand he's had a slight injury.
Respectfully, let me sound like you a bit. I understand where you're coming from, DJ. But here's the thing. I know you followed, Kepa's performance especially again the games he's played on the Potter. He's shown he has a good, let's say, dive or leap. I don't know the better term to use for it when you're talking about a goalkeeper. He can reach the 90th angle to stop the ball. If anything, the job of stopping Olivier Giroud, we know he's a monster aerially. We know he's tall. Plus, he can jump again, and he's physical too. The only concern I have there would be really Thiago Silva being able to deal with them, because Thiago Silva defending corner kicks, defending dead ball situations. When it comes to defending, he's not the best, but he can attack them in terms of scoring goals and all that. But really, what I want to say again, I'm not really concerned about Kepa. I don't think, if anything, if Olivier Giroud get the chance to score with his head, I'm not going to blame him really. As you can say again, as short, or you could say as taller. You'd argue that Mendy is taller. However you want to argue that Mendy is taller than Kepa Arrizabalaga. Kepa actually, of late, has shown the ability to command his area better than Mendy has done of late. So again,
I agree with that.
Yeah, he's in a much better form than Mendy is. So
I agree, Coach.
Starting him,
No, I agree. And listen, and people in the comments, I know they're coming on and saying that Mendy's not fit. I know he's not fully fit, but I'm only raising concerns about Kepa. That's all I'm saying, because I'm not saying they're going to do that today, because I'm always a confident Chelsea fan. Either way we go into any match here, I always hope we always go and win a game, no matter what. I would have gone tonight, but because of my cold, my dad and my brother have gone tonight to see this game. So hopefully they'll come back with some good news tonight with that. But in terms of Kepa, that was my only concern, because either side of Kepa, he's beaten on either side, and that's my only worry. But look, I've seen him of late. Last couple of games, I'm not saying he's been bad. I've actually said he's actually gone. I've one for you said he deserves the jersey because he's been doing really, really well when he has come in. I just think I think my only concerns obviously are because of the likes of a Leao and Giroud. in today's game. You know, I just think that, you know, Giroud's obviously going to tell, because obviously, let's be honest, Giroud knows his team. He knows Kepa's weaknesses, all of Kepa's weaknesses, yeah, and he'll know.
And probably knows Thiago Silva struggles dealing with, again, aerial balls.
Yeah, another one, exactly. So that's my only concerns, mate, because other than that, I know people in the comments are saying Kepa should be starting. And listen, I'm not saying he shouldn't be starting. I've just got my concerns on it. But he may prove me wrong today. He's proved me wrong so far, so hopefully he'll continue to do that and he won't concede. But let's see. I'm still confident we'll still win this game, though.
I am in a place where I can't say what will happen, but I'm hopeful I'm hoping we get a win. Here's the thing. Again, I'm going to say this. I'm not. If we concede, I'm not going to. Again, I don't think it'd be Kepa's fault. I think where I'm really concerned. I don't know if you heard me when I was talking about that. Is the lack of proper. Again, the 2-6s here, because it'd be correct to call them the 2-6s. Those are the two players you can say they're not capable of reading the game. They don't have again, traditionally they're not defensively minded players.
No.
Jorginho, again, even highlight all his deficiencies. The truth remains he can at least read the game.
He'll be better.
Exactly. Let it be that he's not able to catch up with the player running with the ball. Or maybe he's been out-muscled again. He's not able to deal with the physical aspect of the game. But he reads the game very well. And on his day, he's able to be at the right place at the right time to break up opposition play. That's where I'm really concerned is the 2-6s here. I suspect that Mason Mount would start. But would I have started Mason Mount? I'd say no. Would I have started Sterling, given the performance of these two individuals in the last game? I wouldn't have started them. Here's my reason. A player like Conor Gallagher, who you could say gradually being integrated into the team, he did as well as he did when he came on. Again, build on that confidence. That's how you approach the development of such young players. The slightest of confidence they achieve, build on it by showing them you can trust them. I'm not sure him dropping to the bench now shows him that the manager trusts him. Even Christian Pulisic, I'd start him over Raheem Sterling. You could say Raheem Sterling is tired mentally or so. Drop him to the bench a bit. That's not saying he's a good player. DJ, tell me again, if you were a Graham Potter, would you have started these two players, Sterling and Mount? And that's not me saying they're bad players, but you could say again, given how Sterling did during the England game, he didn't even travel that far. It was in England, right? The game was hosted in England. How badly he played in that game and how badly he played against Crystal Palace. He shouldn't start. Like somebody said in the chat, it's like you're not rewarding performance. So I want to get your thought before I go to Andy.
No, that's a very good point. Sorry, Kachilla, because obviously in that last game against Crystal Palace, he wasn't at his best, and I think when obviously with the whatever role that Pulisic had when he came on. Now I've been one of Pulisic's. I'm not going to lie. I've been one of his least this season because of the way he's been performing and his attitude this whole season. But what he's showing under Potter, I think now, you know, he obviously wants to work. We've got him now, and I think he wants to give an opportunity. And I think over the situation what you've discussed, I probably would have maybe started him because I think we could have done with him today because he's fresh. He's literally, I probably would say he's fresher than Sterling. So, but I can also understand why he's also gone with Sterling. Maybe he's probably thinking Sterling has done well. Got his goals in previous games. He's probably thinking he got his goal in the last Champions League game. So he's probably thinking, look, you know, I'm going to reward you for starting you in this game. That's all I can think of. That's the reason why he started, because I think we all know here, and I think everyone will know, he does look tired, Sterling, and that's not because he's affecting his performances, and maybe it's because he's not had as much as a rest as he'd like to have. But you know, I can understand the sense of why the manager's gone with him because he has been scoring goals, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's an currently top scorer at the moment.
He is. I think is anybody actually close? I don't think so.
I don't think there is, and I think that's the reason. And as for Gallagher,
four goals this season.
Yeah, and Gallagher's goal when he came on that day. I mean, is he worthy of a start today? Again, would you put him? Was it too early for this Milan game for him? I don't know. Especially there's a lot to ride on this Milan game because obviously we've got to at least win. We've got to win today, no matter what. People are saying, you know, Chelsea can go without even winning this game. So I disagree with that. I think we need to win this game. And, you know, maybe obviously the manager's confident. He obviously knows what he's doing. And, you know, if he thinks this is what the team is to go. But I can understand why you're saying that on Pulisic. I would have probably started him today over Sterling. 100%.
I would. I'm seeing Declan's argument here. Let me just quickly address it. Again, it looks like he's just waking up. Again, I know where he is, and I can understand. He says, again, are you only as good as your last game? I mean, in a big game, we need some trusted players with Champions League experience. I would judge a player on their last game. Again, I would not, he says. But here's the thing. In the case of Sterling, you could say it wasn't just the last game. He played a game, or you could say a few days earlier for England, and he was awful. And in that game, he looked tired to me. I know we see things from different lenses. That's enough for him to drop to the bench. Crystal Pulisic's impact is enough to start him. Let him build on that confidence. If you can, there's a way. I don't know how else to phrase it, but you have every right to think he starts because, again, you could say in some way your argument, you're being sentimental, Declan. You know I love you, brother, but again, I have to tell you how I think. Again, that's the case is. But that's, by the way, again, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. My point being, we have to reward a performance. We have to show players if you do well, you get a chance. We don't have to do, again, it's a big game, drop to the bench. Again, you only come on if we're struggling to win a game or if things aren't really going our way. But I get your point, and apologies in advance if I skipped your contributions in the chat. There's so much comment in the chat, and if I keep reading all of them, this is a very short show. It's not like the Blue Morning show where we have like 3 hours plus. But this is just less than an hour. If I keep reading everything, we'd just get stuck on that and not talk about the lineup. Chilwell isn't defensively minded and has the worst awareness in defense in the squad. That shows you we have even more problem here. Again, we have a big issue there. On the right-hand side, you can say, okay, James, yeah, we're good. And Fofana is good. But here we still, again, I don't know how else to talk about it to make sense of the whole situation. But Eddie, a big up to you, brother. Thank you for finding the time to join.
Sorry, Coach. I disagree about Thomas.
Sorry?
I disagree on that. I disagree about Thomas SW6, what he just said about Chilwell. I disagree what he's saying.
You can say, let me just say, for me, I agree with him because I know Chilwell isn't the best defensively. There are qualities he has. Yeah, surprisingly, with his height, he's got a good lip in him. I think he's better off offensively than he is defensively. Maybe that makes sense to you. Go ahead, Eddie, your thoughts.
Hi, Coach. Yeah. Hi, finally.
Yeah, big up.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, my brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, anybody that says happy birthday to me a day late, you owe me a beer.
Yeah, no problem, Coach. You get that, no problem, yeah? Right. Hello. Hi.
Yeah, go ahead, girl. We can hear you. I want to get your thoughts on the lineup overall.
Yeah, I think this the lineup is what we have at the minute. We can't deny the fact it's the best that the manager could put out there. So I don't really see what else he can do except we're talking about the 2-6s, maybe playing Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But I mean, it's just the situation we find ourselves that this team is not balanced yet. So we have to make do with what we have and keep going forward while we try to get this team together. I mean, if we play Jorginho today, you see some fans complaining, oh, why they play Jorginho? It's too slow. He can't get up to pace. You know, it's just like catch-22 situation for us. So it's like if those two players there can be disciplined, they are good going forward. So if they can be disciplined, one goes, the other sits, then we could see very good balance in that midfield among the two of them. So, but the coach, we should not forget that this coach has not had time to train with these players. They were away on international. So even though there was a 2 weeks break, he didn't have the players around to perfect anything. So he has to make do with the same players that he's known from before. So he cannot just bring in some player because he's not had time. Like Zakaria wasn't around to stay with him, and then you cannot even build a team with when you're playing with the youngsters, training with the youngsters. You're not training with the whole squad. So he has to bring in these experienced players. And even if we look at Sterling, people complaining about Sterling being there, even if he's out of form, Sterling is our top goal scorer this season. He's on 4 goals. So on that basis, he deserves to start. Aubameyang is on 1 goal. Chilwell 1 goal. James 1 goal. Gallagher 1 goal. Koulibaly 1 goal. Jorginho 1 goal.
And that was why I said, that was why I told That was why I told. What was it? I think who asked that question? I think it was DJ. It was my brother DJ that asked. Isn't he the top goal scorer? Yes, he is. And I told him. I specifically told him nobody's even close to him. Again, but that's by the way. Let's talk about the case of Conor Gallagher. How do you handle the development of a player, such a young player who comes in again, changes the game? Him and Christian Pulisic, both of them, if you want. Again, how do you explain to them that they're not starting this game? And the chances are, if things aren't going our way, they still bring them in, expecting them to make the same impact. But there's a chance already they'd be downcast by not getting the opportunity to start, haven't made such an important, again, impacted the game the way they did. I think it was just 5 minutes to go or so, correct me if I'm wrong. How would you handle, especially in the case of Gallagher, to show him you trust him? I don't think you can convince him you trust him after that a delicious goal he scored, plus the impact he made. And again, you just drop him to the bench. And then Mount, again, who I'm not comparing the two players. I can't tell you who's the better player than the other. Who you could say of late has been, his form, he hasn't been the Mount we know. Maybe he's been overplayed. Maybe he needs to be rested to recover mentally. He's starting. And Gallagher, again, drops to the bench. I want to get your thoughts, Eddie.
He ain't gonna check the experience.
Go ahead, Eddie. I want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, you're very right, Coach. But if we look at it, like as I said, we know
that's
that. We
the
know
thing. You just told me I'm very right, and you started again with but. But go ahead, brother.
No, yeah, you're right. You're from the angle. We look at it from two angles. From the angle you're looking at it, you're very correct. Saying, you have to compare, kind of give him that role to play because of what he did in the last 5 minutes or whatever of that game, the way he changed the game. Yeah, you're very correct. But if you want to look at it again, this business of new coach coming in, it's easier for him to deal with the younger players and they will understand rather than him putting the bigger players in quotes on the bench and explain to them why you play. So it's just like that. So now when the big players in quotes if they do not perform properly, they take them off. Then the youngsters now go, take your chance, and then you show the big players, I am supposed to be ahead of you. But this manager has not had enough time to say, I am putting these younger players ahead of you yet. So when the younger players come in, just like Gallagher, don't forget Gallagher played, he did very well the last game. But the games others where they have come on, he hasn't done very well. We have to not forget that as well. So, but now, if he's introduced, say Mason Mount is not doing well, they pull him out and put Gallagher again, and Gallagher is doing better, then it shows to Mason Mount that, this guy is, based on his performance, he should be ahead of you. But if the lineup comes out today, this is a big game for us, and he pulls Gallagher is starting ahead of Mason Mount, or maybe say like Pulisic is starting ahead of Sterling, then it's not going to. He's trying to rock the dressing room, kind of. And if he does that, it's too early for him to get into this kind of thing. So he's going to play safe, and then he has the reason to say, okay, I'm pulling you out because you've not done what I expected you to do. So these younger ones are doing it. So gradually, you remember he benched Koulibaly. Koulibaly is the big player on paper that we say this coach has benched, and he dropped Fofana the other day. And Fofana is coming in today now. So he has to be introducing them gradually to be able to say, okay, he does not really upset the dressing room, if you understand where I'm coming from.
I totally do understand. Go ahead.
Yeah, but for me, this lineup, for what we have now, I think is good enough, except maybe people will say the midfield should be Jorginho or whatever. So, but it's just the toss of the coin for me. It's either Jorginho plays. If he plays now, he makes a mistake, then everybody will say, oh, he shouldn't have played Jorginho. So it's just like that kind of catch-22 situation where damn if you do and damn if you don't. You know what I mean? So It's just like him, okay, say, I put this guy in, okay, no mistakes. Then when Jorginho comes in, he's going to say, okay, yeah, he's going to play very well or he's going to make mistakes. But everybody will say, oh, why is Jorginho not playing? Jorginho plays again, he makes a mistake. They say, why did he play Jorginho? So it's just kind of situation where we don't have, like if we had the Declan Rice now, for it, everybody knows Declan Rice is going to start there. If we had just Chouameni is going to start there. No doubt about it. But we don't have that midfield that is nailing down that position. Say it is mine and mine for someone else to take off me. So it's just kind of
just quickly while I'm with you, Eddie. I don't know if you've talked about that already. Are you concerned about these guys here? And I know again, I think it was Glenn. I'm going to say that again. That a few days ago talked about how again, Porter likes to play with more of CMs, that players who are defensively minded. Maybe he has other ways that he applies his approach that these two guys, their lack of ability to read the game, or lack of again a considerable defensive ability to help protect the back line, he finds a way to mask that. Maybe that's the case. Just like Sarri was able to do it. Sarri didn't have, again, Kante played for the forward. Maybe Kante starts the defending from the opposition area of the case. But my question specifically here, let me not ramble too much, is here. What do you think about these two guys? And we have the aging players here. Silva, he's 38, and Koulibaly, who's 34. But Koulibaly still has the pace in him. He has a great acceleration. But again, if these guys, if the Milan midfield, again, if they overrun this guy 10 times, again, if they get the chance to face our defense 10 times, the chances are, again, at least 4 times that go beyond our defense to face our goalkeeper. So are you concerned about these two guys? Because these are like for like. You could say they play the same. Maybe Kovacic, again, you could say more of a dribbler than Loftus-Cheek is. Loftus-Cheek also himself is a good dribbler, but they don't differ that much. But you go ahead. What do you think?
Yeah, they don't differ that much, but we've not seen them play together as well, so we can't judge. We've only seen Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante, wherever. We've not seen Loftus-Cheek. What I said earlier on was, if one of them could be very disciplined, one goes, the other knows I'm sitting because one is gone. So we can see that from today. If it works for us, I think the one that will sit more will be the one that will be more disciplined for me. Will be Loftus-Cheek, sitting behind, while Kovacic, who loves carrying the ball, goes forward. And then don't forget, the best form of attack, the very best form of defense is to attack. So if we attack them, AC Milan, and we succeed in pushing them back, then we know we have players who can actually hurt them. Loftus-Cheek can actually push them back. He can score. He has the physicality to deal with them up front, while Kovacic sits. And if it works out well today, you could see 2 of them pushing the midfield of AC Milan back more than we expect to see in games where Jorginho and all will be, because Jorginho is more of sending the ball like a kind of a distributor. But these boys will hold the ball, they can run with the ball, so that will give AC Milan something to think about as well. While they are thinking of attacking us, they will think about them going forward as well. So it's more of the best form of defense is to attack. So we attack them, we push them back, we have that midfield, then we can overload. So it might work. So when we start, we're able to see what's going to happen based on when the game starts.
Yeah, it's not gonna be an easy one. It's gonna be a pretty difficult game. Let me catch up with what we have in the chat. I'll come and bring in Showtime to let us know what he thinks about the attack. Again, the lineup overall. Again, Mickey Mount, thank you very much. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you listening to me and taking off that from your name. Again, that shows you're a respectful person, and I like that. Again, Thomas SW6 says, I feel bad for players like Broja, Chukwuemeka, and Gallagher. Pulisic, they are probably hungry to get on the pitch, but aren't being trusted over these, draws of form players. I think you and I are the same in terms of, again, what message are you sending to players such as Pulisic? Again, especially Pulisic, you could say, again, given his pedigree overall as a player. Gallagher, you could say, he's still being integrated into the team. I think you send it practically telling them your form doesn't matter, your impact you made doesn't matter, and I hope that doesn't cause again him to start again dropping his head, and we'll start seeing some tweets from somebody who I don't want that situation again. I want him to move beyond that and start performing. And again, he should get a chance today. That's how I see it. But I'm not going to complain too much because the games are coming in thick and fast right now. Quite a lot of games to play this particular month. Again, we can sub these players in. Again, that's you, Dr. Cap or Dr. KAP. You're saying this as a fan, but from the perspective of their players, again, I can assure you that Gallagher probably feels like he's done enough to start, and Christian Pulisic probably feels like he's done enough to start too. But for us fans, yeah, we know you can bring in 5 subs or 10 subs, 10 million subs. Yeah, but no, that's from the fans' perspective. We don't really, again, care how they feel. We just want them to get in and play. Game is so short. Again, show lineup again, please. I've shown it in a bit. I think you've seen it. But if you want to see it one more time, this is it. You have it there. I hope you can see it now. And again, if you look like it looks like you're a Manchester United fan. Again, if you are, go subscribe to our sister channel. There we cover all football, and we'll be doing a watch along there today. So again, Dr. KAP, thank you very much for that. I appreciate you finding time to say that. It means a lot. Again, I've shown that. And my brother declared here, I would love a fight with you this evening. It's not sentimental. You should do that in all caps, declared. A must-win game, again, in the Champions League. Again, it's a different game for those players that haven't played in the Champions League. If you want to see it that way, for me, I think otherwise. Again, like Gallagher, again, I want our best players. Okay, thank you. No, a day late, so you owe me a bottle of beer. Again, that's how I do it. I can be a day late because I am always a day forward. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I agree. Chilwell is like a slightly faster Marcus Alonso. I think he can actually, he's faster than Marcus Alonso, not even slightly faster. He can defend too, but the truth remains he offers more offensively than he does defensively. And one thing I respect so much about him, even though he's not the tallest, he's got a great leap in him. Now I have to be watching the time now. Graham Potter gone with Tuchel. Yeah, because of the lineup, I don't think so. I think there's still time. Did you say on the Tuchel? Okay, let me say, what else do we have here? Chile knows the defensive side, but can be exposed. That's the thing. Again, I am a fan of Broya. He should start against Wolves. Lots of games, so I'm not going to complain too much. The games are coming in thick and fast, so all the players, again, lots of them will get a chance to play. Coming to you, Showtime, big up, brother. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Your thoughts on the lineup overall? Again, do you like it or do you have reservations? I'm guessing you do, if you ask me, but go ahead.
First and foremost, happy related birthday, man. I knew there was something wrong. Just I didn't see a stream yesterday.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, again, I had to. I had to also, again, the special thing is that I am a wife. Our birthdays are on the 4th of October, so it's not easy. If it was just me, I could just say to heck with it, get my gift, and then, host the show. But we had to go out and all that. But go ahead, brother.
Look, this is a must-win game. I'm all for it, but I'm also for playing the players that seems to be hungry enough to play. I think I probably heard many people say Gallagher deserves to start. He deserved it. You got inflation mounted. The thing is, we continue. If I heard somebody say Mason Mount hasn't been informed for a couple games now. He hasn't been informed since last season. Mason Mount has not been the same since last season, and we continue to play this guy. We're running him down, and we're not getting any production from it. I don't know what it is. If you're gonna call it pressing, it's a part of the game, but it's not bringing any value to what we're doing in the attack. If he's gonna be an attacker, he has to attack the ball. He has to use the ball to drive and create chances to score. Not create chances by driving in the empty passes into the box, but chances that's going to be lead to shots on target. But despite the fact that this guy, Mr. Potter, you playing Thiago Silva again? 30, almost 40 years old, Thiago Silva. What is so wrong with having Koulibaly in the middle? I don't see nothing wrong with playing Koulibaly in the middle and having Chilwell can't even play. I'll probably play Cucurella if he's ready to go at the left back spot. I don't know. This lineup is a little bit shaky to me because hopefully we get some production out of this. Hopefully we'll be able to attack and shut Milan down, because by the look of this, Milan is going to give us a run for our money. I want to win. Harry Potter is not doing what we want. I don't know. I for myself am going to speak and say I'm not pleased. If this game comes out and we win, then I'll be pleased. But as of right now, I'm not pleased with the lineup at all. I am not pleased. There's players on the bench. If you want to say we're having a run of games, okay. So why not switch the attack up a little bit and give us what we want? What is it that these players that you're playing consistently in and out? The only player you seem to drop from this lineup is Havertz. and that was needed. And I think
Yeah, let me ask you,
Mount,
what would you have done if you were Graham Potter? What would you have done with again, what's his name, with the kid Conor Gallagher?
can you remove the comment for a second and let me just see something, please? You have Conor Gallagher. Why can't Conor Gallagher play in the where 19 is? Inflation Mount. Why can't he play? He's more of an attacking midfielder anyway. He likes to play up the pitch. He doesn't like to sit back and play in a 6 next to Kova. He can play in that spot where Mount is. I don't see no problem with that. And he's way more high energetic, more enthusiasm. Looks like he wants to fight for his place. If it's about the World Cup, I think it's excuse me, club over country. Right now, it seems like this British manager is playing all the British players because he thinks they got to make the squad. I don't care about the World Cup. Right now, I care about the club. I'm not. And Broja, too. Why isn't Broja starting to get again? That's another player that's supposed to get a shout. I mean, we spoke about Sterling and Pulisic debate the other day. I wouldn't mind Sterling starting, and I wouldn't mind Pulisic. I'm not really keen on Pulisic, but for Mount and Inflation Mount and Aubameyang, I would have played Broja and I would have played Conor Gallagher because Conor Gallagher looks like his enthusiasm, his motive, his enthusiasm is up there now. He's eager, he's hungry, he's want to fight for his spot. He should be starting. All that adrenaline is pumping in his body. You're gonna bring him on for 30 minutes and then he's gonna take him some time to get inside the game. I'd rather start him now and see what he does now instead of wasting time.
Live already. And let me get your thoughts quickly because we have just about a minute to round off. Your thoughts, what do you think? And we'll be doing the watch along on the sister channel again. Sorry, guys, I can't get every comment right now. There's no time enough to do so. Your thoughts, what do you think the outcome of the game will be?
I think, I pray that we win. I'm going to say, inshallah, we win. But I don't know. I can't say, I can't even put a score on this prediction. I just want to win. I just want to win. I just want to win. And I don't want to leak any goals. I don't want to give them any goals because then if we play from behind, it's going to be harder and harder. It's Champions League. It's not regular. You playing some small club in Crystal Palace or some small club. You playing AC Milan, one of the best clubs in Italy. I don't know, man. I just want to win. And I hope our defense is up to par because right now, I don't know, man. Harry Potter, wave your magic wand and let's win. Up the Chelsea.
Yep. Again, up the Chelsea. Come on, you Blues. Again, I have to end this one because the other channel will be doing a watch along, and you will be actually automatically redirected to the other channel. And then I hope you guys can find the time to join us there. So thank you, guys. I cannot thank you enough. I appreciate you all finding time to join. Again, it's been a pregame show, a brilliant discussion too. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.